Hey, what's up, everybody? Today it's Wednesday. How you guys doing? We're here with Connor Counterpoints. We're going to talk about some drama. And let me set up some background of the drama. Adam, you jump in if I missed anything, okay?
I will.
So the Connor, because he's such a bad boy, he was talking to Destiny, trying to absolve his own guilty conscience because I guess you got blamed or blaming yourself for some of the conflict that arose from the Destiny Sean conversation because of unclear uh, debate question in the DMs and all this stuff. And in the conversation, and I don't know if there's context to this, and I'll ask about that after the setup. You kind of threw me and Adam under the bus, seemingly for no reason. Attacked, you said that like we are audience captured, which is interesting because I think very famously we are not audience captured, number one. And number two, there's sort of like this weird idea that exists in Destiny's audience that's based off of a conversation that we had, I think, with Destiny like a year ago, where there's like a bunch of progressive people in Destiny's audience, even though we have a bunch of people in Destiny's audience who are fans of ours, who are like convinced that me and Adam are secret right wing Trump supporting shills. And even though that could be as further from the truth for people that actually watch our content. And so when you said that, it kind of played again directly into that negative stereotype of us.
Sure.
So, so is there anything I
Uh,
missed, Adam, that you want to add before we throw it over to Connor?
well, I don't know if people want the backstory on the Sean drama or not. Like, you basically a panel conversation took place between Sean, friend of the show, actual Justice Warrior, and Destiny, and you were involved in setting up that panel discussion, and there was some fallout from that panel discussion where Sean was accused also of lying and being like audience captured shill. I don't know what the dishonesty I think is the charge on the table. I don't know if I think audience capture and dishonesty are kind of the same thing. So, but we don't need to get too much into that. But so
Well,
this
we
was a
we might
response
we
to
might
that.
need to just because
Okay.
I think that might be the crux of some of the people stepping on each other's toes. But yeah, just to give, I'll try to make it brief. Hippy dippy. I like Dylan Burns. We don't agree on politics, but I think he's like a fundamentally good guy. He's bringing back the Hippy Dippy, which is the panel debate show, and he wanted some big names for the first show. I reached out to Lauren. Lauren says she'll do it as long as Sean is there. Sean, and then I incorrectly take my hyperbolic translation of the debate prompt. The debate prompt is democracy on the ballot in 2024? I text Sean, hey, Lauren wants you to do this panel debate. Will Trump end democracy in the upcoming election or something like that? That's my extrapolation. And so I give that to Sean. Lauren asked me for clarification on the prompt, and I give her the exact verbiage. I don't clarify that for Sean. And so he shows up to the debate kind of ready for like a pretty narrow interpretation of the debate prompt. But they get wrapped around that for about 30 to 40 minutes because he feels like he's prepared for a debate that no one else has. And he feels like they're expanding the definition unnecessarily to the point that it's almost like vacuous or meaningless. And so I contributed to the relational fallout between these characters by screwing up sending the debate prompt. So that's the start of this drama.
Right, but somehow we get caught up in the drama because you go on Destiny's stream, and I mean, we both listen to the stream, and the stream seem like you're trying to make amends with Destiny, and I don't. It's like you threw him a bone, calling us audience captured. What do you mean by audience
Well,
captured?
so this is a criticism that I'll have. I'll acknowledge something and then I'll levy a criticism straight at you. So one of the things that you've said repeatedly or has been said repeatedly is that I don't watch the show. And it's true that I jump in every now and then, hang out for an hour or so, and then dip out. I have my, very busy schedule as an excuse. But the main thing that I would say was shocking, I guess, in the past few months was that like it felt like the centrist vibe around Trump and Biden is that Trump has various morally impugnable reasons that should disqualify him from office, but Biden is such a moron. Well, not moron. His brain is leaking out of his ears, and so as a result, it's actually a toss-up, abstaining from the election, or maybe leaning slightly towards Biden or slightly towards Trump or whatever. But it felt like what happened was Biden dropped out, and then you found reasons to support Trump wholeheartedly. And so that didn't, to me, doesn't feel like it lines up with espoused centrist liberal principles or independent liberal principles.
Well, first of all, I stopped calling myself a centrist like months ago. So I don't even
Yeah, you
claim that
started
label anymore.
independent.
Yes, yeah. But
Okay.
I'll go back to the original question. What do you mean by audience capture?
What I mean by it, if you're an independent or a centrist and you're dealing with two buckets of shit in front of you and you have to eat one, and then one of them is replaced with a bologna sandwich instead of a bucket of shit, it doesn't make sense that you would be like, I'm still going to eat the bucket of shit.
So I define audience capture as being dishonest. Like the problem is you're going on to Destiny Stream and you're basically calling us dishonest.
No, I'm not. And audience capture, by the way, this is why I was saying that audience capture needs to, we need to get into the crux of the meaning of that. Everyone has a degree, especially if you're successful at all. I've said this multiple times as well. Everyone has a degree of, and bear in mind, I'm taking care of a child while we're doing this. Everyone has a degree of audience capture. I have a degree of audience capture, as an example, with my Warhammer YouTube, where, for instance, there's plenty of content that I am very passionate about. But what I do is I produce the content that I know will do well with my audience. And so when I'm saying that there always seems to be a caveat for why Trump is acceptable and it doesn't make sense to me, that's what I'm talking about. It feels like if you came out super hard against Trump, then a significant amount of your audience would be pissed off. And I've seen Sitch be basically, I've seen Sitch say things that make sense, but I don't understand your position on Trump.
Well, you don't know my position on Trump. Like you never
So feel
listened to the
free to
show.
articulate
So
it.
look, I don't want to make this about Trump. This is about
Why
you
not?
going on.
That's
Well,
that's
look,
the issue.
no, it's not. The issue
That's my
is that,
issue with you. That's my
oh
issue
my
with you.
God.
Well, wait. Before we even get into that, I'm confused because, when we're talking about audience capture, and I mean, I could understand that you have kind of like a different definition to it than Adam does, but it sounds like you do acknowledge that there is, even from your definition, a level of dishonesty in the action, because you're kind of phrasing it like, oh, someone who would kind of do something a little, maybe they don't really necessarily agree with it, but they would do something or cover a story in a specific way because they know it will appeal to their audience, right? Is that how
Well,
you're?
we're talking about what we're talking about is, if we want to call it lies or dishonesty, we're talking about lies of commission or omission, right? So I would never categorize this as a lie of commission, meaning that you know something to be false and you are actively, just saying the wrong thing to be a dick, right? Like I feel like that's a far more grievous sin. What I do think is very common in the creator space is lies of omission, where you know that there's contradictory information that might rub your audience the wrong way, and so you just don't focus on it. You focus on other stuff.
Because I mean, I understand the difference between those
Well,
two things. I would say that those are both dishonest actions, and I mean, I is there an example of either of us ever doing that you were kind of thinking about?
Well, I think the indictment from the liberal or progressive side would be that you guys seem to exclusively focus on anti-leftist rhetoric.
That's that's not true at all, though. I mean, it
Okay,
was
so
it,
how
it
so how do you
was
feel? So let me
well.
ask you a question. How do you feel
Wait,
about
wait,
James
wait.
Lindsay these days?
What did you say?
How do you feel about James Lindsay these days?
This is the problem. I think that you and a lot of people don't watch us regularly, which is fine. you see odd clips here and there, and then you see like, Twitter comments. Because anyone that watches me regularly knows that I've been saying for like 2 to 3 years that I think James Lindsay's um, research in terms of like understanding what wokeness is and what cultural Marxism is completely on point. But I think that he's kind of stared into the abyss for too long and has now been sort of attributing it to literally almost everything in ways that I don't think make sense or even applicable. I mean, we even covered the James Lindsay Destiny debate like, 2 years ago or whatever. And
Mhm.
I think that actually, and we were kind of, and I was taking a lot of Destiny's sides, not on everything, but on some things. And so it's weird that you would ask that as like a testing the water question. And it was even weird too, because like when you made that comment about, Adam being audience captured, like literally the previous day, I think it was a previous day, Adam, we were talking about Kamala Harris's, housing policies. And, Adam was like praising a lot of her economic policies, not the price gouging cap thing, but like, the building new houses and things of that nature. So it seems like that you were just kind of speaking off of a
So
vibe cultivated by sort of Destiny's echo chamber, which I don't think is even remotely
Yeah,
accurate.
talk
okay,
about the
so
third.
let's
Let
so
talk about. Let
let's
hold on. Let's talk about the third type of
mm,
lying. The type of lying
mm.
where you think you're telling the truth, but you're really talking nonsense. Because that's what's going on here.
Okay, then how about, since we're all so truth focused here and you feel like I am being misled by clips and vibes, why don't you articulate your perspective on the upcoming election and what you're going to do with
What?
it?
Why? Why? Or why? Look, we're not
Why? Because
here.
it matters to me.
Yeah,
Why? That
look,
because I
then listen to
asked.
our
That's why.
content. That's all we talk about all day
You
long.
want you
We
want
don't
me to
need to say
watch
it to your
11
face.
hours of your content in order to find your perspective on the
Look,
election? You can't articulate it to me right now?
if you don't know our positions, why not just keep your mouth shut?
Because you piss me off by saying exactly what you just said right now, where I found a 5 minute clip of you saying why you were potentially voting for Trump. It was literally a 5 minute
Yeah,
clip where
okay,
you're
so
like,
what
well,
was that?
shut
What
up,
was
Adam,
that?
shut up, Adam,
What was that
shut up.
clip?
That clip was you saying that I'm thinking about the policies, I'm thinking about the consequences. I'm not necessarily as concerned with the past as everybody else is. So that's what I'm focusing on. That's why I'm considering a Trump presidency. I ask you, because I watched that clip and I say, would you say this is your position? And then you do what you're doing right now, which is one of the most annoying, smug things you can possibly do. And you say, well, if you don't watch my content, then I don't know what we have to talk about. It's like, I don't have 11 hours to watch your content. Why don't you just
Well,
say what you
Well, then
believe?
shut your mouth.
If I just saw a 5 minute clip of you articulating an argument that I disagree with, and then I engage you with it, and then you pull back to you have to watch 11 hours of
Yes,
my
yes,
content,
but you
I'm still
pull,
going to engage with you. That is
dude.
a dumb way to conduct conversations
Hey,
or relationships, Adam.
Connor. Do you accept
Uh-huh.
that streamers are constantly clipped out of context?
Are you clipped out of context right now?
Yes, all the time.
Okay, so why don't you, since you've been
Hold
in
on,
a
hold on,
5 minute
hold on.
clip?
Don't answer the question. Answer the
Uh-huh.
question. Do you accept that streamers are clipped out of context?
Yes.
Okay. So why aren't you aware of this when you're watching some 5 minute clip on Twitter?
Because 5 minutes is a long time to be able to articulate your positions, and the fact that you keep
Still
being
can be clipped.
evasive
Still
makes
can be
me
clipped out of
angry.
context.
Why don't
this
you
clip,
just say what your position is?
there's two reasons. I mean, first of all, I think what's kind of getting at him is that it's why, before he even talks about his position, it's like if the position is unclear, then why bring
Yeah,
Adam up
why
as an
not just
example
shut your mouth?
Because I
attack
because
him?
I saw a 5 minute clip
Is
of
this
you
clip?
saying
Wait,
something annoying.
is this
And so I
clip?
say, Adam, is
Hold on,
this
hold on,
representative of your position? And
hold
you say,
on,
watch my content. That's a
hold on.
dumb
Okay,
sentence.
wait. First of all, again, and this kind of shows that and it's fine that if you don't watch our content regularly, that's fine.
Yeah,
But
we're
like,
not asking
it's
you to.
okay. It's not like we've been
Then why don't
for
you
the
say your
last.
position, Adam? You
Wait, shut up, Connor. Let me just finish. Okay. Before, we're not doing the situation anymore where we just stream on Sunday for like 12 hours. We've been doing, streams from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for about 2 hours for the last like 2 months that are almost
I,
exclusively talking about all the various things that come up about elections. And so it's not like this is just this like impossible void of information to get through, number one. Okay, number two, this
So
5 minute clip you're
so
talking about, I don't know what you're
uh,
referring to. Is this when, because the thing that got everyone super triggered, like got Pisco super triggered and all this stuff, was when Adam was talking about not wanting to vote for, or he would vote for Trump over Biden because he thought Biden was mentally incompetent. Is that what this five
yes.
minute clip is from?
It's around that same time frame. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, wouldn't it, but I mean, I don't know the clip you're talking about specifically, but as someone who's talked to Adam a lot about this, his entire argument was based around, or seemed to be primarily based around the fact that Biden was mentally incompetent.
Okay, so
So,
now that we no longer
which,
have a mentally incompetent candidate, what is he
what,
doing
hold on,
and
hold on,
why?
hold on, hold on. Okay. So it seems weird to, there's two issues here, which is number one, I think you made a mistake by assuming someone's position once now that Biden's out of the race, number one. And then number two, even if, even beyond that, why would that be an example of audience capture if someone has a position saying, I don't want to vote for someone who seems mentally incompetent to be president? It doesn't seem like audience capture. It seems like a normal opinion.
Yeah,
Seems rational.
I've had a conversation with Phil Levante on this exact perspective.
Right.
A very calm, normal, rational conversation.
So are you
Okay.
admitting you were
Do you know
lying
what
about the
happens?
audience capture?
Stop it with the lying, dude. You are pissing me off as much as Pisco and Destiny are pissing me off right now. Pisco mostly, to be honest, because him and his DGG sycophants. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that right now. Sorry, I'm gonna have to turn off my camera.
It's
Okay.
okay.
So Pisco's been pissing me off, and his little DGG sims have been pissing me off as well because they keep accusing Sean of lying when they don't have any evidence of it. So how about instead of accusing me of lying, why don't you just tell me what you think? Adam, I asked you on Twitter probably 90 days ago to clarify your perspective. You don't.
Look, I run a show. I talk for 2 hours a day about my perspective. I talk for 8 hours on Sunday.
Yes.
Like, you understand, Twitter is this like miscommunication platform. Just to finish my point, look, obviously Sitch and I talk 2 hours a day, like 3 to 4 days a week. We stream for 8 hours on Sunday. Like, anyone who watches the show knows my positions. Anyone who watches the show knows that, like, there's this completely ridiculous narrative that we all laugh about, we all joke about, that, you know, DGG and Destiny's community have started, that we're secret Trump supporters. Like, I don't see how you can watch the show and believe that. I literally said I am Kamala curious on a live stream a few days ago, right? I have said I am an undecided voter. So, but I just, the whole idea that that I can articulate my positions in a fucking tweet and not be taken out of context and taken to task on Twitter by all the people out to misrepresent us, to attack us unfairly, is just ridiculous. So, you know, pardon me for not wanting to be misrepresented on Twitter, right? Is that a bad thing?
I've asked you 4 or 5 times just to articulate your position right now.
No, but do you understand that before Adam does
I don't
that,
care. Listen.
Wait.
No.
Wait. Okay. Just wait.
Calm
you're upset.
Down.
You're upset because you don't like being called a liar. Okay, and that's fine.
Look,
and I get it, right? But you understand.
Just don't be a liar, and then you won't be called.
No, wait.
One.
Stop. At the same token, okay, Adam is upset, and I'm upset because it's like we're constantly mischaracterized by people in Destiny's community for this, and so. Like, you understand, like, that's where we're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. I listened to you get attacked for believing the Second Amendment by a bunch of crazy people, okay, on Destiny's stream the other day. So.
Okay, I'm not Pisco. I'm not Hutch. I'm not Destiny. So if you say your position and I understand it, then I'll say, oh, okay, my bad. On Twitter, this is the vibe I got. My apologies. That's what I would do. But I'm getting frustrated because instead of just saying it, you're saying, well, we make content about this all the time. Don't you already know? Ha, 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 ha. Why don't you just say it?
Okay. Well, would you like to elucidate your opinion?
No, not really. I mean, I didn't really prepare to have a conversation about my life story on this.
Your life story,
stream.
Adam. I am asking you for what your current thoughts are on the election and which
Watch
way you think
our
you're going.
Content, okay?
No.
There's my response, okay?
Hey, here's my response is I'm running 2 YouTube channels. I have a family. I work 40 hours a week. I'm calling you while I'm picking up my children and while I'm working my job. So if you respect
that is fine. Look, I can respect that, Connor. If you don't have time, then don't run to Destiny stream and lie about us. Is that look? Can I just ask you that favor?
Clearly don't. No, you can't. And I'll tell you why. Because you can't
so
articulate.
Stop. So you think it's okay for you to go lie to Destiny about us because you don't have the time to watch our content? How is that moral?
You think it's okay. You think it's okay to have people who you are peer and parallel to politically, and when they ask you for your political opinions, you, as a political commentator,
look, this is what is laughable about you, Connor, because you come on the stream and you always act as though we are right wing and we share the same opinions as you, when that couldn't be further from the truth. It's actually uncomfortable.
Adam, what's uncomfortable is I ask you your opinion a dozen times and you spend 30 minutes talking to me about how I need to watch your content instead of you just articulating your position. That's what's uncomfortable. I've now asked you probably 6 or 7 times in the past 30 minutes to articulate your position. You haven't even given me the beginning of it.
Yeah, because I didn't prepare to come on this live stream and articulate my position.
What's to prepare? What do you think? What do you think? What's to prepare?
I think you're a dishonest liar. I mean, that's what I think.
Okay, I
think you're a paid shill by the Democratic Party. I think you are the one that is actually audience captured. I think you are the one that gets a paycheck from Brianna Wu. That's what I think. Yeah. I think you are legitimately right wing. I think you are legitimately right wing, and you are biting your tongue every time you have to shill for the Democratic Party. I don't have any respect for you, Connor. That's what I actually think.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's good. That's the first honest thing you've said in the past 30 minutes. So why don't you ask me what I think about the upcoming election?
Because I don't care. You're a paid shill. Your audience captured. I don't give a fuck what you think. You think whatever Brianna Wu tells you to think.
Yeah. See, that's why you're a moron. Okay.
Okay.
This is why.
Look, I could be wrong.
Well, okay. Then let me.
Look, that's just my opinion. Okay.
Okay. Well,
I'm entitled to my opinion.
Okay, fine. Then I'll go ahead and illuminate you with my perspective because I think that you're wrong, and I'm going to go ahead and show evidence for why I think you're wrong.
Show us the Brianna Wu paycheck.
Brianna Wu doesn't work for PV.
She works for a progressive PAC.
Anyways, let's focus on the actual. Let's focus on the actual issue.
Here comes the peacemaker. Sitch.
Yes, let's
focus on the issue. I don't care about peace. Let's focus on
who does the paycheck from Brianna Wu come from?
Let's just
Rebellion PAC.
I would like to talk about what actually is going on in reference to the election. Okay.
I don't care. Look, you're a paid shill. Why do I care about your opinion?
So shut up. Then. You don't care. Mute yourself. Deafen yourself. I don't care. So anyways, the thing is, Trump in 2022 tweeted out the fact that the massive fraudulent election would be enough to suspend the Constitution. That's a deal breaker for me. You can't come back from it. There's no argument that could possibly make him qualified for office. Therefore, I was willing and able to work with Democrats to maybe get somebody else in, maybe a lame duck president. But what's been going on recently is since Biden's dropped down, Kamala actually has a lot of policies that I viciously disagree with. Therefore, what's happening was almost a guaranteed rhino Republican protest vote in for the Democrats. Now, I don't think I can in good conscience click the top of the ticket. So how's that for a paid show position?
How much did Brianna Wu pay you to say that? That's what I want to know.
Okay, hold on.
Why would Brianna Wu not want me to vote for a Democrat? What are you talking about?
Look, it looks good when a Republican comes out and endorses the Democratic Party. That's why they pay people to do it.
And my endorsement is not for sale.
Well, how much do you make from Brianna Wu then?
Why is that relevant to the conversation?
Because she pays you out of Rebellion PAC money.
No, she doesn't.
She pays you out of her own pocket?
No, I work for PV, a different organization that she used to work for.
And
Project
what is
Veritas?
PV?
What's that?
Project
what
Veritas?
is PV?
It's
Look,
progressive victory.
I don't get any money from Trump. I don't get any money from the Democratic Party. I get super chats from our fans, and I tell them all the time, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. If you don't like it, don't super chat. Okay. Look, to call me audience captured is ridiculous when you are literally taking money from the Democratic Party.
Adam,
I don't care who it filters through.
But you're such a moron. I've asked you for your opinion 8 times and you can't even articulate the first 30 seconds of it. Do you know how embarrassing that is to be a political commentator who can't comment on your own political opinion?
It has nothing. I mean, to be
look, that is a mischaracterization. I talk for 2 hours a day about my political opinion.
But you can't do it in a confrontation. You can't do it where there might be pushback.
This is more of your lies. You're lying again.
Let me explain what's going to happen. What's going to happen is as soon as you leave, he's going to explain his opinion. He just doesn't want to explain it to you because he doesn't like what you did.
Yeah, because you're a liar and you're going to go on Destiny's stream and mischaracterize my opinion. So why am I even sharing it with you?
No, see, Adam, I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to tell Destiny. That you're a wussy, and when you get confronted, you shut down, and you can't articulate your positions confidently when somebody is being abrasive or aggressive with you. And so I'm telling that to you. That's not a lie. Look, that's my exact perception of who you are as a person.
That's exactly what Destiny wants to hear while you're sucking his dick, Connor.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and ask that question. He asked me, which one of his debates has he done lies of commission or omission on? And I said I couldn't think of one. Can you think of one, Adam?
What was that?
Can you think of any debates that Destiny has done where he lied by commission or omission?
I got no problems with Destiny. Destiny acted like a champ when you were on there glazing him.
Hold on. So you're accusing me of lying and glazing him. No, you're accusing me of lying and glazing. You threw us out
as like a bone for him, and Destiny, like a professional, just let it go.
Wait, so you're saying that I can't have that professional assessment of you?
That I'm audience captured? Sure, you're entitled to your opinion, obviously.
Okay. So if I come on to you and you say, well, that's not my opinion, you need to watch my content. And then I say, okay, well, how about you go ahead and articulate your position so I can understand you better? And you say, whoa, buddy, you don't get to understand my position. It's too highfalutin for you. You think I'm not going to take that as dodginess and cowardice?
Connor, everybody knows that if you're accusing us of being audience captured, when you have not even listened to our content, that's ridiculous. How can you make that assessment?
See, Adam, you're ignoring a huge part of the conversation where I listened to 5 minutes of you talking specifically about your position. I asked you to confirm that was your position. Clipped out of context.
Okay,
it was you.
Okay,
I'm
gonna stop. Okay, listen. I'm entering the conversation. I'm kind of really getting really fed up. Look, both sides of this conversation.
Look, I'm gonna chill, Sitch. Okay. I'm gonna chill.
Yeah, no. This is what I want. This is what I want. Okay. What I want 2 things. Okay. I want Connor, I want you to, and I mean, first of all, I feel like this is a terrible time to have this conversation. But with you doing like doing family stuff, but I want you to say, okay, you acknowledge that, it's probably not a great idea to accuse someone of audience capture or mischaracterize them when you're unclear about their position. And then after you acknowledge that, then I would like Adam
he left. He dipped out. So sorry. Like just as we're getting serious, we lose him.
Oh, did he leave or did he get disconnected?
I'm not sure, but he's not in the call anymore. So I just thought I'd let you know. You were on a roll though.
Okay, I was gonna say, oh wait, no, he's back.
Okay, he's coming back. Okay.
Yeah, I lost you.
Take a note.
Okay. Did you hear? I don't know. Did you hear what I was saying?
I heard this is what you want, or this is what you want us to do.
Okay, so what I want you to do. Okay, I want you to do something. I want Adam to do something. I want you to acknowledge that it's a mistake and not a good idea to mischaracterize or to guess about someone's position to a large audience when it's unclear to you first. And then after that, I would like Adam to then explain what his current thoughts and feelings are about, the election regarding, where he feels in terms of voting for Trump or Kamala. Is that both fair? Does everyone agree to this position?
I can do that.
Adam, do you agree to this?
Sure. Look,
good.
Can I go first and just
you can go first if you would like to.
No, if I've morally aggressed in a way that you find not good, then
disgusting is a good word for how I find it.
Okay, well, now I am finding you to be pusillanimous. So
that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's not even a word. But okay, go ahead.
Google pusillanimous for me. So,
No,
anyways, what I'll say is, before I had a conversation with Destiny and said that I believe that Adam was audience captured because he's failing to articulate his perspectives, and I saw a 5-minute clip where he was doing it. I should have verified that
God,
and maybe asked a few people, hey, this is my understanding of Adam's position. He won't tell me his position. So how about you go ahead and tell me what you understand most recently?
Okay,
For
Connor,
instance, our
come
mutual
on.
friend J-Mac.
he's not going to do it. So I'm glad I didn't go first.
No, I just did. I just used all the caveats, and I said that based off of the situation.
Okay,
I apologize.
but I would.
Contrition.
Okay, just so ignoring what Connor just said, which was completely not within the faith of what I wanted.
No,
I
look,
answer, right?
I'm keeping the.
Yes,
look,
yeah.
I'm not gonna. I don't need to answer to that. You asked a serious question, Sitch. Like,
Yes.
will he admit that it's not good to mischaracterize people's positions on a large platform? He didn't really admit that he thinks that. So that's where we're at.
That's fine. But
in a content neutral environment, I would say that's bad.
Okay, that's fine. I would anyway. So Connor, you failed to answer the question. Adam, would you like to answer the question that I asked as well in terms of
Look,
where you
I'm
currently are
an undecided voter at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's mute Connor.
Sorry, there's a lot of background noise, Connor. So just
I'm an undecided. As anyone who listens to the stream will know, I am currently an undecided voter. All I said was I would vote for Trump over Biden because Biden was a corpse. I had said the other day that I'm Kamala curious, that I could very easily vote for Kamala Harris or Kamala Harris. Let me pronounce it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Or Donald Trump. I'm still looking at the two candidates. So that's where I am. That's where I've said I am. Like the last few days, we've been covering Democrats. And I mean, I consider myself center left as much as people want to mischaracterize me as right wing. I don't feel like I'm a right winger socially. I don't feel like I'm a right winger economically. I mean, we talk about MMT all the time. We talk about UBI all the time. I'm super interested in Kamala Harris's policies on building more homes. We talk on the live stream all the time about housing and how, we went through the numbers on the live stream just the other day. Kamala said she wanted to build 3 million homes, and we looked up on Zillow. We're short 4.5 million homes. So if I'm going to vote based on policy, I'm going to look at the policy prescriptions of both candidates, and those are my perspective. So
do you feel like you're leaning one way or the other more or so or less, or is it just you're still pretty 50-50?
I don't think we've seen enough of Kamala to really know. I don't like the identity politics stuff. We covered the speeches of the Obamas on stream. I thought Obama was really good because I basically have the moral intuitions of like an early aughts center left Obama civility politics type perspective. I didn't like Michelle Obama's speech because I think she kind of throws that civility politics in the trash and plays identity politics, specifically of the race and gender variety, that I don't care for. So I'm hoping we can go back to the 90s or the early aughts Obama, but it's hard to tell. We haven't seen enough of Kamala Harris to know if she's going to embrace identity politics and go more towards the Michelle Obama or lean back into the Barack Obama and try to win this election with independence. So I guess we'll find out, right?
Yeah, I guess we will. Okay.
Is any of that unclear?
No. I mean, you could. Yeah. Oh, I'm curious. I'm mute Connor now, or I don't know if he muted himself, but
I guess I have.
Yeah.
Okay. So does that answer your question? Does that feel like
not only does it answer? No, not only does it answer my question, but what it does is it also repeats the 5-minute clip that I sent to Adam and asked him about. So that's where, for me,
that is such bullshit, Connor. You're such a fucking liar. There's no way.
Hold on. I want to hear Connor's full response because I don't even understand what you're saying, Connor.
Yes, it's incomprehensible.
So I see you keep using words. I don't think you know what they mean.
Why would anyone clip that out?
Because they find it insane that you would be evaluating Trump off of policy when his first election or his first campaign was an unmitigated disaster.
Now we have to
Okay, so
track
you're
down this
wait. Okay,
clip.
hold on. So your position is that you disagree with looking at it from policy because you think Trump is too incompetent in his first administration, his first term shows that he was too incompetent, or you didn't like the results. Is that the argument that you're putting forward?
That yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And then
Okay. So
hold on. Though. There's a
Okay.
different
Yeah.
there's a different part of this. Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, what's frustrating? Let's say that moment had happened and it had played out exactly. We all have unlimited time to watch each other's content and understand each other. So let's say I watch that 5 minute clip and I go to Adam and I say, "Hey, I disagree with you because I think Trump is incompetent. So it doesn't necessarily matter what his policies are. Also, I think there's these 2 or 3 additional things that Trump has done that basically make him non-viable for office for me. As a matter of fact, I heard another clip, which I doubt you'll claim is out of context, where Sitch says the only way that I'm voting for the only way I'm voting for Trump is if they appoint like pedophile Satanist alien freaks who sacrifice babies or something like that. There was a clip to that effect. But the Democrats have not won your vote, right? That's a clip that I heard.
Mm-hmm.
So I was originally, because I felt like memeing, I was originally going to be rude to Sitch, and I was going to say the moral choice is obvious. You know, you're choosing between the lesser of two evils. The Democrats are obviously the lesser of two evils. That's what I was going to say maybe 60 days ago. Hold on, I'll be done in a second. But what happened was Kamala opened her mouth and started talking about some policy, and they're policies that I find so egregious that I can't sign up for them.
Okay,
so
I guess
we all could have resolved this without
right.
the accusations of lying.
Okay, I agree. But there's a couple issues here. Number one, I guess I'm confused because even if you disagree with like, it's weird because you're saying that you kind of disagree with Adam's position about the policy, even though you sort of agree with it because you just said, you know, you thought there's no way you wouldn't vote against Trump, and now you're saying, well, it depends because she's put out policies that you don't want to vote for. So I'm kind of confused because number one, it seems like you have a very similar position, and then number two, even if you disagree with the notion that you should vote for or against Trump based on policy, I mean, I don't see how that's remotely audience captured. You just have a disagreement on how to look at the election.
Okay, because I would think that a liberal, somebody who cares about individual freedom and the republic continuing in perpetuity, would be more concerned about the things that I think disqualify Trump.
Right, but like it's just what you said. So like for example, if Kamala Harris comes out, I don't think this is likely, but if she comes out during her speech tonight and starts talking about how like we need to put critical race theory in every school across America or something. Right. I mean, would that not influence your position on the election?
No, not only would it, but also on top of that, I would have way more latitude for Adam, where I would say, you guys talk about CRT DEI being the way that leftists infiltrate institutions. Mm-hmm. She's basically talking about exactly what you fear the entire time. Therefore, I don't expect you to vote for it, obviously.
Okay, so then doesn't it make sense for Adam to say that he wants to wait to hear more about what the policies are from both candidates before making a decision?
That part of it is fine. And by the way, there's reasons why you could say, I don't care, I'm going to vote for Trump anyway. So for instance, Phil and I had this conversation where he said, hey, I disagree with all the things that you're bringing up about Trump. But one, I don't think they were existential threats to the republic. And two, I think our institutions are strong enough to check him in his second term. So if I asked Adam 6, 7, 8, 9 times what his policy positions are, and he says, hey, you know, like I'm considering Trump because I think our institutions are strong enough to check him. And on top of that, I align with him on this, this, and this. I would have been like, okay, sweet, awesome. I understand your perspective now. But when I get evasiveness on Twitter for 2 or 3 months, and then I get evasiveness in the conversation in which I'm calling, it feels evasive.
You're the one being evasive. I answered. What? You didn't answer.
What did I not answer?
Sitch?
Well, the original question, which is, I mean, I don't know about whatever your guys' Twitter interaction was.
I'll say in a vacuum, talking about somebody else's positions that you don't understand is bad.
Okay, but that's the issue. I don't know what kind of Twitter interaction.
I don't agree that it's in a vacuum.
Okay,
I don't agree that it's in a vacuum.
Hold on. I don't know what kind of Twitter interaction was going on back and forth between you guys. I think you would acknowledge that Twitter is, infamously a terrible place for people's opinions to be accurately portrayed or to have the conversation. I think you even said that. That's why you wanted to come on, is because you knew that. And so I would just say in the future, like, I think it'd be better. You know that we've had you on before. We've talked to you before, never had like an issue about it. You can just be like, oh, some kind of disagreement here. I'm not sure I understand what your opinion is. Why don't I just come on and talk to you about it?
But see, here's the thing. I'm not like gonna beg for an audience from His Highness Adam, right?
I'm not asking you to beg. You could have just done the exact same thing you did where you're like, oh, well, you just sent me a DM. You're like, oh, I want to come on and like talk to you guys. And I was like, sure. That's not begging.
Okay. But here's the thing, Sitch. Adam was evasive on Twitter and evasive today to the point of frustration, where it does
I was not being evasive. I answered the question. You didn't. You were being evasive.
You took 35 minutes to answer the question.
You still have not answered the question.
I answered the question 2 or 3 times now, Adam. I think your verbal comprehension is off. Sitch, did I answer the question? Hold on. Did I answer the question whether or not talking about somebody else's positions on a large platform to thousands of people without knowing their position is bad? Did I answer that question once or twice, Sitch?
You didn't say that it was evil and that you should never do it and that you will never do it again.
Wait, hold on. But did I say it was bad and wrong?
You said you just said recently just now in a vacuum. You said in a vacuum, so yeah, well,
in a vacuum. But
you caveated exactly. You caveated.
Oh no, but hold on. Can you caveat when you're answering a question? Is that being evasive, Adam?
It's wrong.
Wait.
Connor.
Hold on.
Wait,
no,
actually,
hold on. Oh no. Wait, stop. Because you're both literally doing the same thing. To answer your question, yes, Connor, it is emotionally evasive. This is the issue. Neither you nor Adam is actually being evasive. You're both just angry at each other, and you just don't want to.
I'm not angry. I'm not.
You're both just angry at each other. You don't want to give each other some kind of win here. That's all that's happening. There's no evasion going on. It's just people being angry at each other and being like, I'm not going to give this person what they want. That's all that's happening in this conversation.
And I'm having a combo.
Sitch, now you're being dishonest. I can't believe you would say that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying that's actually what's happening. So
look,
I don't know why.
Can we just get? Connor, I just want you to say that it is wrong to misrepresent people, whether you do it intentionally or not. Like, it is wrong.
Sure. I think it's wrong to misrepresent people.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, I already said that twice.
Okay.
Oh, you promise never to do it again?
No. Oh, okay. How about I promise? Hold on, Adam. I promise.
All right, that's okay.
I promise.
Don't worry.
No, Adam. I'll make a promise. I promise not to misrepresent you in the future. If you promise, when I ask you what your position is, you answer me.
Look, we've had this problem. We have this problem with Pisco. We have this problem with Sitch, or not Sitch, obviously. We have this problem with Hutch. They literally are incapable of understanding our position without misrepresenting it.
Sitch,
I think you were probably in that camp.
Do you think I had any problems understanding what Adam has said for the past 35 minutes?
I do a little bit because as I said, I didn't understand.
What am I missing? What am I missing?
Because why I said I didn't understand because when he explained his position and you seemed to said you had a problem with it, but then your position seemed to be the exact same as his position. So
but it's not the exact same, and I've already said why. So it's not the exact same because Trump has done things that are disqualifying for office.
In your opinion.
Okay, wait, hold on. So you're saying that the difference between your position and Adam's position is that you're saying that you're under no condition would be willing to vote for Trump, but you wouldn't necessarily vote for Harris, where Adam's position, even though it's based on this policy that you're talking about, since he would potentially possibly vote for Trump, the position's different.
Okay. What would be qualifying for Trump is if the voter fraud was validated. That's what would be qualifying for Trump. That is the sole condition under which I would consider a Trump vote.
So, but you would consider a Trump vote. Look at this. Oh my goodness.
What do you think? Adam, what do you think is the probability of that happening?
Look, it's ironic that
answer that
pointed
question.
out your position is exactly the same as mine.
What of Trump being vindicated in the
look, you're cutting in and out, so it's impossible to have this conversation. I heard like every other word. So, but look, I want to continue down the Sitch. What were you talking about?
Well, no,
What, Adam?
I
Can you
don't
hear me
remember
now?
where we were. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you
Yes.
now. Yes.
Okay, Adam. What is the probability that Trump is going to be vindicated in the voter fraud allegations?
I have no idea.
Okay, my answer is 0.00001% based off of all available information.
Okay. So what? So my characterization of your argument is that was I correct when I said that the difference between your guys' opinion is that you're saying that you would never vote for Trump or almost never vote for Trump, but based on Harris's policies, you would just not vote for her potentially. And the only difference is Adam is saying based on Harris's policies, he might potentially vote for Trump. Is that the only, that's the difference, right?
Yeah, okay. But
Okay.
but Sitch, the crux of this, the reason
Mm-hmm.
why this is mentally offensive to me is
Okay.
because Adam is saying that he's a liberal. He's a center-left MMT, West Coast, Los Angeles, pot smoking, loves the gays, liberal bro, right? And
Okay.
there are half a dozen to a dozen things that I can think of that Trump has done or said in the past decade that should make him completely unpalatable to a person like that.
Yeah, but if Adam, like, let me ask, like, hypothetically, if Adam said that he wouldn't potentially vote for Trump, but he would just not vote for Harris, would you have the same feeling, or would you say that's different?
No, if he was saying like, listen, I can't vote for Trump. I think he lied about the elections. He's
Mm-hmm.
inhumane to immigrants. He talks about screwing over Ukraine all the time. He tried to steal the election. January 6th was abhorrent. Therefore, based off of those reasons, as a liberal, I can't consider Trump as a person. However, based off of Harris, she's doing all the CRT, DEI woke bullshit. That is the leftist shit that I've been complaining about for a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I can't, in good conscience, vote for a Democrat. That would make perfect sense to me.
Okay. Because I mean, I really, I don't know. It's interesting because number one, it's interesting that there's all this emotion for Adam who lives in California, so his vote doesn't even matter. But so
No,
that's kind of
it's
interesting. But then
ridiculous.
number two, it's I don't know, because like for me, it seems like there's such a little emotional, moral consideration between the I'm not going to vote because I don't like either of them versus well, I like one person slightly, you know, I think one person's slightly worse than the other person, so I'm going to vote for them. It just doesn't
Yeah,
seem like
yeah.
it's some
There's a
massively
yeah.
different
There's a
divide to me.
moral
But
gulf,
okay.
and the moral gulf comes from Trump's tweet in 2022, in which he said that because of the revealed massive fraud in election,
Hmm.
even potentially the Constitution should be suspended.
Right.
Anyone who cares about like republicanism or the rule of law, that should be abhorrent. You're talking about the system of government under which we all exist peacefully, and he's talking about ending it based off of either delusion or a lie.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, listen, I said I wouldn't vote for Trump on principle unless Kamala Harris was like found
But
to be
hold
eating
on, I'll,
babies
I'll
or
ask
something.
Adam. Adam,
Right.
is
So
that morally offensive to you?
Oh, I was checking my email.
Okay, so when Trump says that because of the massive voter fraud, he is willing to suspend the Constitution of the United States of America, is that morally offensive to you?
Yes, of course, obviously. Yes. Yeah.
Trump, what about Trump is allowing you to look past that repulsion?
Look, there's morally offensive things going on both sides, in both camps. Look, I listened to Michelle
Okay,
Obama's
but
speech, and
one
the
of
identity
them.
politics drives me crazy.
Okay, so I'm not asking you to vote Democrat. What I'm asking
Look,
you is to, but one,
why
one
why do
is
so many people
Democrats
care? Why is it so essential who I vote for? Like it's
because
kind of
Adam, we're
becoming
not just
it's
talking about
kind of
you, are we?
becoming. Look, but this is more about why are you going on Destiny Stream lying about us or systemically lying about us or just talking shit when you have no idea what we think or feel. Like,
Yeah, you know what I find pusillanimous about that is the fact that I ask you what you think and feel 8 times.
why am I required to have a personal conversation with you about how I think and feel?
You're not required. I just find it pusillanimous,
Okay.
okay, but Connor, you
which is a word,
understand?
by the way.
I know. Do you agree? I would at least hope you'd agree that this has nothing to do with being evasive. It's being angry. It's the same. You and Adam are both just angry at each other. You understand that,
Well,
right?
okay,
That's
so
that's what is the framework of this conversation.
Thank you
okay,
for
so
pointing. Thank you for pointing that out, Sitch. Yes, because
Well, no,
he can
because I'm
call.
just
Okay,
because you keep going, and this happens a lot, and I get it. When you have these, we have because it's interesting. I'm just listen. Let me try to be the peacemaker here, at least as much as possible. Okay, we
uh,
all know it's very possible for situations on Twitter for words and text to get misinterpreted, and it leads to people freaking out on each other
even on
and getting
live streams,
super angry. And on live streams, yes, of
yes.
course, right. Okay,
this
so
is like the third one that I found.
it's gas pills.
That's one of the third ones I found before.
Okay.
Oh my God, I feel horrible. I feel horrible, Sitch. That this is happening right now.
Well, we could have done it at 3, but Adam had a show, so he was busy. So, anyways,
but that was that's the perfect example because I told you that we streamed from 2 to 4, and in my mind that meant you would be ready at 2, and you said yes. I didn't know that you interpret that like as jump in whenever.
Yeah,
well, yeah, and also that was
exactly. So that's all I'm just trying to say is that. So let's not like go back and be like, oh, you're being evasive or you're being cowardly, or let's just. You're both angry at each other. We can try to address.
I'm not angry. Stop saying that. Okay.
Okay, I am angry.
Look, and
Connor's angry, and you're no longer angry.
Connor blamed me for what was Sitch's fault.
There you go.
Okay.
It was my fault. It was entirely my fault.
Why am I always the guy that's getting the blame?
I don't know.
Because you're my whipping boy now.
You're the fall guy, right? Because everyone loves.
Okay.
But so, I guess just I don't even know where we are in the conversation anymore.
It's okay. I have to wrap up in a second, anyways.
Okay.
Good.
So
all right.
So.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, because you said it with that tone, which annoys me. I'm going to go ahead and make a point. You said I'm lying and being dishonest. I'm not. I'm saying exactly what I think to everybody, exactly as I think it. And then I'm accusing
it can be
you of
wrong
being
and
evasive. Okay, it
look,
can be
it
wrong.
Still can be wrong, and it is a lie. It's a systemic lie. You're spreading misinformation.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Well, the fact that you don't even really think that this is a bad thing is, I mean,
wait.
It's immoral. Hold on. It's totally immoral. What you're doing, what you're doing is wrong, and the fact that you don't accept that it's wrong is part of the problem.
Wait, hold on. What did I say earlier? You just said that I didn't think that it was bad. What did I say earlier? Maybe 3 or 4 times now?
We go out of our way to make sure that we do not misrepresent other content creators.
You're evading the question. What did I say?
What is your question?
Times?
Yeah, you said you said that it was wrong.
I'm tracking the conversation.
You said that it was wrong, and where we're at is that I don't actually believe you because you're making all of these caveats that, oh well, if it's unintentional, then it's not wrong. If I go on a stream and I completely misrepresent your positions, but I don't know, I think those are your positions, then it's not wrong. That's fine.
Adam,
that's okay.
You know what's funny is I didn't misrepresent your positions at all. I
said
that
you were we were audience captured, you fucking liar.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What part of audience captured means that I don't understand your position?
Hold on. Let me get this straight here. You're taking money from the Democratic Party.
Wait. No.
We are not. But we are audience captured, and you are not audience captured.
Let me interject.
What do you think?
Okay.
And by the way, no, that's not even what audience captured means.
All the work has been done. Okay, hold on.
It's just a matter of time, Sitch.
I know. Wait. Okay. I thought you agreed, Connor, that even if you disagree with Adam's view of the world, how is it audience captured? His position to say that he based on a policy prescription. I think that
let's live in the multiverse for a second.
Yeah.
Let's say that there's a multiverse where Adam did not get into streaming. You guys talked a few times. The podcast fell through. Adam just exists as a cartoon bro in Los Angeles. He has no exterior social influences besides his normal social media.
But he has the exact same positions that he has now, right? That'd be the only way that this hypothetical would make sense.
Sure.
Okay.
So he has the exact same positions. I don't think that anyone who claims to be a liberal, somebody who cares about personal liberty and the republic and perpetuating those values into the future, I don't think you can just hand wave away the 2 or 3 things about Trump that I'm thinking of and just say, oh, well, everybody does bad stuff. That doesn't make sense to me at all.
Well, this is okay. There's a level of irony to this conversation that's so bizarre because this is like the mirror conversation that you just had where Pisco and Lonerbox were yelling at you because you were saying that you couldn't vote for Kamala because of Second Amendment stuff. So it's weird that you're basically having that exact conversation now where you're just on the other side of it attacking Adam here. but even a weirder way, because with this audience capture claim, which again, as I said, when you made that comment, like the previous day, me and Adam were talking about Kamala Harris's economic policies, and he was talking, even though she said it was the same day that she said the crazy price gouging shit, which we were talking about is like putting price caps on things is retarded. But the same day, we were both saying, oh well, she's doing some good economic policy, talking about building houses and other things. And Adam was suggesting like that he thought that that the building houses was good. We were even having a conversation about whether having a public wait, hold on. Let me just finish. I'm almost done. Okay. We were having a conversation about how, whether it would make sense to have a government run grocery store. And I was saying I thought it seemed like silly. And Adam was saying that he didn't think it seemed silly just on principle. And people in the chat, the right-wing people in the chat, didn't like that. So it's just, that's why it seems like totally crazy to me, this concept that Adam is audience captured, because every day we're both saying things that wouldn't even make sense in the framework of claiming to be audience capture. He would just be like, oh, I'm, Donald Trump all the way, rah, 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 rah.
Okay. So if you want, I was going to articulate a difference between the two, but I'm not even sure if it matters. So hold on, I'll still articulate it anyways, and then we'll kind of wrap up. So when it comes to the difference between the Pisco and the loaner box attacking me for being very very pro Second Amendment or whatever, this has been a foundational part of my character since I started talking about politics. I think some of my first videos were about red flag laws. I think my first videos were about the Second Amendment and the balance of power between civilians and the state. Okay. So just because they haven't heard it and they don't know it because they're in their little hug box or whatever, doesn't mean that they've caught me in some kind of wild hypocrisy. It means that they just don't know my position. So when they ask my position, I tell them my position, and I do so earnestly. And when they get upset, I don't care, because it's my position that I feel is pretty well backed through like logic and research. So my beef, and Adam doesn't have to care. As a matter of fact, I barring like a 6-month cooling down period, I think this will probably be the last time that Adam and I talk. But the fact that I bring up, hey, I'm seeing your values, your espoused values, and I'm seeing your statements and your commentary, and I think there's a conflict here. Can you please explain it to me? And then he just dodges for 6 months now.
Stop saying I'm dodging. Stop saying you're so dishonest. You're so dishonest.
No. Sitch, I do not want you to jump in. How is that dishonest?
Because you have already conceded that the right forum for something like this is a conversation, not back and forth on Twitter. You've already conceded that.
I left you alone on 6 months for Twitter until you annoyed the fuck out of me so much, I finally had to have the conversation.
But do you understand how what you're saying is dishonest?
No, I don't. Please explain it to me.
I just did. I just said.
How?
You're asking for explanations on Twitter.
Wait.
And you're claiming that those are dodges.
Do you think that
6 months?
And
this whole Biden dropping out thing hasn't been going on for 6 months. What was going on?
This was before the Biden dropout. It was probably 3 months or 4 months. Okay, excuse my misspeak.
I'm just confused
either because it was the debate. There was the debate.
I don't care about
brought up the whole. No. I'm just saying. I'm confused because it sounds like maybe you had some issue with that even predates any of this Biden stuff. Because it's really when we watched the debate that's when this all this stuff blew up and we.
I don't care. I thought Biden had. I basically argued with Wick about Biden should drop out because it was so bad.
Right.
So, anyways, the point is that this is the behavior. Okay, eliminate the chronology. Let's just look at the behavior.
Okay.
Hey, we're peers. We're parallel content creators in the Twitch and YouTube space. We probably have 30 to 70% alignment on our policies 90% of the time. Hey, these are your espoused principles. This is a statement that I think is conflicting. Can you explain it to me? And then basically, no offense, Adam, actually some offense meant, you dodge on Twitter, and then I come here just to ask you.
Oh my God, you're so dishonest.
Just to ask you, what?
You're so dishonest.
You don't even know what dishonest means.
Yeah, I do.
What does honest mean?
You framing me not wanting to be misrepresented on Twitter as a dodge is dishonest. Dishonest as fuck.
I want a qualifying question.
How am I supposed to read? No, Sitch, I don't want an interruption here because we should wrap it up. Adam, if I ask you for 35 minutes at the beginning of this conversation what your pitches are, and then you don't answer me. How am I supposed to construe that as anything besides evasive? We came here to have the conversation, and you are avoiding the conversation.
I am not
say that you're evasive.
I am not avoiding any conversation.
Because
you were trying to
did.
Okay.
You were trying to characterize me as dishonest and evasive. How can I characterize
you by asking a question? And
every time you say you dodge, you're trying to characterize me as evasive, which I am not.
You were literally definitionally evasive for the first 30 minutes of this conversation. If you look up evasive and then you read the words, that is how you were acting in the beginning of the conversation. That's not dishonest, you moron. You literally don't know what words mean.
It is dishonest because
okay,
I'm not remotely evasive.
And then I have one question. Then if you can go if you need to, which is just that. And this is why I asked about the chronology of this, which is important. This, when you were asking Adam that you want him to clarify his position on this stuff, was this in the thread or around that thread where Pisco picked up a bunch of clips and then like attacked Adam like super weirdly, dishonestly, and publicly? And that in that thread or around that is when you're asking him to clarify his position?
Yes, it is. And if I remember correctly, hold on.
Right, yeah.
Sorry. You go ahead. You might say what I'm about to say.
Well, no, I was just going to say, okay, so you understand. The reason that Adam didn't want to, I would guess, address, you or some of the people in that thread is because it's like you have Pisco comes out with this like crazy, massively weird, dishonest, kind of backstabby attack on Adam. And then, it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to go into like not, interacting with these people and anyone that I believe sort of in this circle. Right. And I don't think that's such an unreasonable perception of events.
Okay. And what I would say to that is that I asked Adam, I pressed him once or twice. Then I looked at the thread and I saw that Hutch and Pisco were being freaks. And so I said, you know what? Adam's probably a little defensive. He's probably a little bit heated now.
This
here,
he's like,
isn't the right time.
He's describing me as defensive and heated, which are complete lies. Again, Connor being as dishonest as he possibly can.
Do you think do you think that being defensive and heated are moral
I wasn't
indictments?
heated. I was probably mowing my fucking lawn. Okay. I don't give a fuck about these morons on Twitter.
Adam,
I'm not angry.
Answer my
question. I don't care.
Do you think being defensive or heated is some kind of moral indictment?
Yes. It's you're trying to say all these people. You're trying to create this narrative that Adam was completely demoralized by this fucking stupid thread that Pisco did.
When did I say
that?
When
I don't get.
When have I
literally.
Ever said that?
You're doing right now, 5 seconds ago. Sitch, am I losing my mind here, Sitch? Look, he's gaslighting me right here. You're witnessing this, Sitch. Defensive. Yes, exactly. Defensive. No.
What
I don't care about this stuff.
Means?
Sitch.
Okay.
Well, I can't take this gaslighting.
No. Adam,
I really can't.
Adam, answer for me. What do you think defensive means?
It means that you are in a defensive posture, that you actually care what these people think, that you're worried about your reputation these people are destroying. That's what it means.
No,
that's you, Connor. Connor, that's you.
You just added so much to it. No, it's okay. You know what? I've been dancing in Twitch and YouTube politics for a really long time. I just realized that people don't even know what words are. They just don't understand what the connotations of words are. Look, I get it.
This is a confession by you by projection. Everything that you do, you're trying to place on me. Your audience captured by the DNC. You're literally making money by the DNC. You are defensive. You are worried about your reputation on Twitter. Everything that you're accusing me of, you are doing. Okay? I am just fine.
Gay. You could do that. Is so gay. That was like no you. You don't even have like.
It's honest. I think, look, people can listen to the stream. People can judge for themselves.
You should be able to articulate how, but I don't think you're capable of it.
Well, I think I have articulated how, though. I think I have very clearly.
Okay. I think you have a tenuous grasp on the English language. So
okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, all right. Anyways, it was fun. I'll see you in 6 months, I guess.
Okay.
Well, no, look, Connor, if you don't want to have interactions like this, just don't go lying about us on the internet, okay? We'll do the same.
Adam, I didn't lie. And how about if you don't want me to mischaracterize your position when I ask you what your position is, you don't spend 30 minutes pussy aching about it. How about that?
You're going to misrepresent my position if I make it crystal clear. I'm certain of that.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Well,
I'm not Pisco.
again, I mean,
I'm not Hutch.
okay. I mean,
I
you're kind
represent
of
reality as best I can, as best as I understand it. So for you to say that is just factually wrong.
The fact that you say the best I understand it is you caveating. You basically saying, oh, if I don't understand it correctly and I spread misinformation about you, oh, that's not my fault. Look, I couldn't help myself.
Can you tell me the misinformation that I'm spreading?
That we're audience captured. That's what the whole fucking stream is about.
I think, Adam, I will say to your face
Sitch,
right now.
What's going on here?
Right now. Adam, I will say to your face right now, not talking to some third party. I think that the Adam, who is a normie wagey, who doesn't have an audience, would talk differently than the way that you talk right now, because you have subconscious perceptions from your audience.
You are completely incorrect.
I mean, I think, wait, if your I think there's a big problem here, which is that if your definition of audience capture includes some level of uncontrolled, unconscious bias, number one, I don't think that's a good definition, because obviously everyone has unconscious bias. Wait, and number two, I think the bigger problem is that even if you believe that, when you say audience capture, that's not anyone else's definition. Everyone else's definition is this person is a grifter who is saying things intentionally to placate their audience.
Okay, so let me
intentionally dishonest.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think Tim Pool is audience captured?
Look, yes. Why are we?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I, based off of my limited interactions, talking with Phil, talking with Lauren, talking with other people or whatever, is that Tim, I agree he's audience captured. I think he sincerely believes 99% of the shit he says.
Okay, well
but he's trapped. But he's trapped.
I understand what you're saying.
Because he's not a person anymore. This is what I said during the conversation as well. He's not a person anymore who is capable of individual thought. He is an ideological tribal leader. And he knows that if he strays too far off the path, he's going to pay a high price.
Yeah, but when you say, okay, well, here's the problem. When you say he knows, that implies a level of consciousness. Are you talking about he knows subconsciously this?
It could be both. But I wouldn't call him necessarily a liar. Liar involves like actively committing to something that is not true.
I do agree. Well, first of all, I mean, I don't really want to go into using Tim as an example, and I've criticized Tim plenty on this show. Okay.
Well, and also he's doing it to compare me to Tim Pool, just so you know that. Sitch.
I understand. I do agree that definitely people, especially in this space and pundit space, it's very easy for people to kind of be surrounded by particular opinions and an audience, and it draws people down a pathway that they can start to believe things, right? And I think that, and I think I agree with P.F. Young. I think that's kind of what happened to Jordan Peterson. But I wouldn't call Jordan Peterson audience captured. And if you want to use a definition of audience capture, because I have a different because I think I have a different definition of audience capture that lines up with almost everyone else's definition, which is this intentional line, this intentional grift. And I would just say that if you have a different definition, I would be super careful or not use that word, because no one knows what you're talking about. You're talking about something that's a far more complicated, far different idea. And so when you throw it out there and say, I think someone's audience captured, everyone that's listening is going to think you're calling that person an intentional liar. They're not going to think that, this very complicated thing that you're talking about.
Okay. So here's the thing. If hold on. Audience capture is defined, looking it up, is a self-reinforcing feedback loop that involves telling one's audience what they want to hear and getting rewarded for it.
Right.
Okay. I can understand reading in a level of intentionality, but nowhere in that definition does it have a level of intentionality. And on top of that, I almost guarantee
it's not like an official definition from Eric Weinstein, but that you just read from. But okay.
I mean, it might literally be from Eric Weinstein. It's from his Wikipedia. Okay, well, I mean, he's a smart guy.
He is. He's smart,
but he's not the be all and end all. I'm just saying,
it's not like
definition of audience.
It's not
capture.
Yes, he is.
It's not like it's not an official source of how people perceive the word. But anyway, continue.
Well, okay. So all I was going to say was, I think that this is just reality to me. When you're going live, you could talk about, I don't know, some congressional bill that's come out that actually stands a it's probably not going to pass, but there's like an 80% chance that it could, and it's actually relevant to your stuff. You could talk about that, right? You could watch C-SPAN. And that could be interesting on a personal level. But you know that's going to be boring as fuck for your audience, right? And you're going to lose 70% of your viewership. So then what you do is subconsciously, not intentionally, not because you're malicious or you're evil or whatever, you focus on things that you know that your audience is going to enjoy, and that lines up with your ideological tribe. Okay? So what I would say is there is an ideological tribe of centrists, right? People who have independent thoughts, who like to think critically, who like to analyze all perspectives, and that you guys are probably top 5 creators in the centrist sphere. It's a small space, but it's real space, right? And so what I would say is in that space, there's a reflexive contrarianism that happens when you don't want to go with the.
This is painful,
you don't want to go.
Sitch. This
Why?
is painful.
It's true.
Now he's calling us contrarians.
What's
like
the,
not
what,
only
what,
that.
I didn't even
what a
mention your name
dipshit!
yet.
I want to.
I'm getting ready to boot this dipshit.
I want to hear the
Adam,
full reflexively contrarian argument before though.
Okay,
I'm just curious to the end of the train.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
So what I would say is there are people who are in the Trump camp who don't actually think Trump is good. They just don't trust the mainstream at all.
That does not describe us in any way, shape, or form, you idiot.
Have I mentioned your name yet?
Why are you bringing this up?
What does this have to do with us?
Because I'm describing the dynamics.
Look,
of the
backpedal.
Space.
Now he's backpedaling.
Okay, so this
doesn't
describe us.
No, Adam. See, I want to illustrate before you boot me. I want to illustrate how big of a moron you are. Can you articulate?
The moron, okay.
No, can you
Our
articulate,
entire audience is laughing
at
how out of touch you are.
Yeah. So but they might be morons as well. So Adam, you said the word backpedal. I'm going to show that you don't know words. Can you tell me the original position that I had? Can you say the original position I had in the position that I backpedaled to? Can you articulate them?
The backpedal position? The original position was you were trying to make it out like we were reflexively contrarian. And the backpedal position is, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm just making a wider statement about
anybody with
other people that are reflexively contrarian. That's the backpedal.
Anybody with ears can rewind what we just listened to.
Yeah, and they'll hear you say exactly what I laid out.
Wait. You said, okay, wait, hold on.
Because I never invoked you or Sitch while I was describing the scenario.
Okay, you literally did. Okay, and maybe you did by accident, but you literally did because you said there's a space of creators, of centrist creators, and you said you guys are in the top 5, and then you immediately said, that are reflexively contrarian. So you did imply that it was that we were in that camp.
Okay, no. So I was trying to talk about the audience being reflexively contrarian.
Here comes more backpedaling.
Wait, hold on.
The words that I don't understand. Backpedal.
Let's grant charity here. Okay, so you're saying that you're saying our audience is reflexively contrarian, or
I'm saying that there is a large part of centrist, the centrist audience, and middle of the road free thinkers or whatever, who are reflexively contrarian. And so as an example, I can think of Brett and Eric Weinstein. I can cite them as being reflexively contrarian, where they consider all sorts of shit that's outside of the mental norms because they don't want to go with the mainstream. 100%. You could cite this with Joe Rogan. You could cite this with almost every major creator that's large in our space. They oftentimes consider ideas that are way outside of the norm, and on top of that, play into the biases of people who just want to think that the mainstream is evil.
Yeah, listen, I agree 100%. I'm not necessarily those specific people. Well, I don't watch enough of them to make that judgment, but I do agree that there is a thing that happens where people say, okay, the mainstream lied about X or XYZ, and therefore there's this reflexively contrarian attitude to completely dismiss all of it. I think that we go out of our way, like way substantially, to avoid that completely.
Of course, yeah.
So and
we keep each other honest. Sitch and I both do. Yeah.
I mean, and it's, I guess, because I feel like you're more in that reflexively contrarian space than we are, considering the Twitter files conversation we had.
Okay. And by the way, I would probably just say, oftentimes I do consider things that are outside of the mainstream because I think the mainstream can be hegemonic.
Well, no. So, there's nothing wrong with considering things outside the mainstream. The the bad negative aspect of that would be to just automatically assume that anything comes out of the mainstream is wrong and anything that comes out of independent space is automatically correct. That would be the reflexively contrarian negative quality.
I think you would have to bring up like more of me doing that than just one for it to be
well, I'm just
a huge
basing
pattern.
it on, well, I haven't watched a lot of your content. I'm just basing it off of our very long conversation about the Twitter files. But
okay. So, okay. Sorry, let me just try to drag us back to a point. So,
we were wrapping up actually. So
that's fine. Yeah, so that's fine. So I'll have 10 seconds for you. Then what I would say is, from my perspective, the voting for Trump, the only way that you can get there is like and be like a centrist or a liberal is to be contrarian to the mainstream, to think that the mainstream is like evil, wrong, et cetera, et cetera.
So you don't think liberals can vote for Trump? You think nobody who votes for Trump can call themselves a liberal?
Yeah, actually, yeah. So,
okay.
So Adam, and I'll articulate this.
Interesting.
So I'll articulate this. If you see someone either be delusional or lie about massive voter fraud to the point of suspending the Constitution, anyone who cares about individual freedom or a republic should view that as disqualifying for office.
Okay, so
it should be contrary to your foundational principles.
They have to share your opinion, or they can't call themselves a liberal.
No, that's not what I said. I said that it should be contrary.
Saying.
No, I'm saying it should be contrary to their philosophical principles. Ending the republic,
but that is the part. That is the part that's your opinion.
Adam, this is a part where, again, I have to insist that you're a moron. Okay, so if you end the republic based off of a delusion or a lie that is contrary to liberalism as a philosophy, yes or no?
I wasn't paying attention. I thought we were wrapping up.
No,
I thought you were giving
your
wrap up spiel.
I'll repeat it for you.
Do you need to say anything like,
Adam,
this was paid for by Brianna Wu and the DNC before you go?
Adam, I know you don't want to answer this question because it would actually force
We're not allowed to have, paid sponsors on the channel without, notifying our audience.
I would love for you to answer this question because it should be so simple for you. Does ending the republic based off of a delusion or a lie, you could throw it in a vacuum. You don't even have to agree that Trump did it. So throw it into a vacuum. Does ending a republic
based off of a delusion or a
lie, is that contrary to the philosophy of liberalism?
Is going on Destiny's live stream and saying lies based off of your own delusion, is that contrary to the principle, your principles, your personal principles?
Don't dodge. Answer the question. Is ending a republic based off of a delusion or a lie contrary to liberal philosophy?
Well, that would depend upon how you define liberal philosophy.
The way that anybody understands it, that you care about the individual rights and freedoms of people.
Well, I mean, it is a complicated question, so that's why we have these long live streams and talk about this.
Is it complicated, Adam, or are you a midwit?
This was great. Thanks for coming on, Connor. Do you need to do this was a paid sponsorship before you leave, or?
No, I don't.
You're not going to get in trouble?
I'm insist one more time that I respect Sitch because I feel like he's doing it, and I think you're a brain dead moron, and I don't think you understand words.
The feeling feeling is mutual. So
yeah, but incorrect.
Wow!
Thank goodness.
Okay, that was
finally.
That was a fun conversation. Okay.